Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's Through the Lobby, brought to you by Goho. We're a PR, marketing and events agency based in London, but we do business and events all over the world. So this week we're joined by Richèl from Amsterdam, from an amazing hotel, the InterContinental. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But just a few bits of housekeeping. I'm Stacey Karlsson. I'm the managing director of Goho. And just a few things. A lot of you will have been on this webinar before. We like it to be really interactive, so please ask us as many questions as you want. The chat function is available for you all to talk to one another, so please do. And if you want to ask any questions, please put them in the question box and we'll try and get through as many of those as we can for you. So, Richèl, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Richèl Reynders. I'm with the Amstel Hotel for almost 2 years now. I'm a sales manager. Normally traveling the world to get the message out and to speak to clients and to get to, well, the best event or calibration possible. But now, of course, due to Corona, I'm actually streaming from my home. So, yeah.
Good. And we're just going to, it's become a tradition that we all have our drink on at 4 o'clock. So I was going to say cheers.
Got one, so cheers.
You want to tell us, you were telling us about the golden rule over there in Amsterdam, which
Very
we didn't know, but I definitely think we should roll it out here in the UK.
Yeah, I think you guys will get used to it doing it at 4, because actually in the Netherlands it's already 5. And 5 o'clock on a Friday afternoon, it is the golden rule for a vrijniveau. So in Dutch, it would be short for the Friday afternoon drink. So yeah, I'm drinking my absolute favorite of all time. It's an Aperol Spritz, to answer the first question in the box. Yeah, so that's what we do on Fridays.
Oh, nice. I definitely think we can roll into that. Although I don't know if we'd be able to manage it to wait till 5 p.m. I think ours would probably more likely start at 1 p.m. on a Friday, if I know my colleagues and my friends especially.
Exactly.
I've just got Carver. So I'm not on the champagne at the moment because times are a bit tough. So yeah, reining myself in. But yeah, lovely. Cheers, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Cheers. Thanks.
So we've got obviously a little bit of a different edition today. Because we haven't really seen that many hotels from overseas. One of the things we were talking to Richèl about is that, what we do think is hopefully when the market does open up again, it is going to be mainland Europe that we will hopefully be allowed to travel to. And I know that you've already seen some relaxing of some of the kind of rules and lockdowns, haven't you, over there? Things are starting to get back a bit more to normal for you?
True, a little bit more, like slowly but surely they're loosening up some of the restrictions. So actually we've got great news that hospitality is allowed to open again. However, everything will have to be considered within 1.5 meters. So you need to reconsider all of your capacity. You need to have walking routes, extreme hygiene measures, of course. But at least we've gotten the green light to open up the terraces again, the restaurants. Yeah, and then hopefully take it from there.
Brilliant. Yeah. And also, obviously, the thing that everyone looks forward to on a Friday, and I keep forgetting, is that we give away a prize on a Friday. So you've really fabulously donated an amazing prize to stay at your amazing 5-star hotel. So it's a stay for 2 people in a king executive room. Have I got that right?
Very true. So it's our starting category of rooms. So all of our rooms are actually divided into city view and river view. But of course, anytime when people will come, we'll try to accommodate an upgrade to a Riverview room. Yes.
Okay, perfect. And we're going to talk you through that now and you'll be able to see it. So there's going to be a question at the end, as always. Answer the question and then we'll use our trusty random number generator to count down through the right answers, and that person will walk away with a fabulous stay for 2, obviously, when we're allowed to visit the gorgeous Amsterdam again. So let's crack on. I guess because we're doing this special overseas edition, we should start by talking a bit about your amazing city.
Yeah, that's very true. So first of all, Amsterdam is, of course, it's always somewhere on the radar. We know that by experience. Every time I speak to people, it's, oh yeah, Amsterdam is always somewhere. But Amsterdam is actually a lot more than just the city you go to go crazy. It is, first of all, one of the best business cities to go to due to connectivity. Like Schiphol Airport, of course, everyone from all over the world can easily fly into us, either for a stay over or to do a meeting with us. We actually see many headquarters of very important companies as well, either like they've always been located in Amsterdam, or they are relocating now, perhaps due to Brexit or due to, any given reason. So connectivity is very important. My property in particular, it's only a 20-minute ride away from the airport, so it's very easy to reach. And then furthermore, I'm just going to click you through the presentation a little bit. Here we have the map of Amsterdam. So where you see Central Station a little bit on top, Central Station is actually another reason why it's so easy to reach the city, because we've got the Thalys coming from Paris and from France, of course. And then we've got the Eurostar starting the transportation from London again, very easy. So from Central Station with the metro until the hotel, it will take you about 10 minutes max. And then, of course, you see like the beautiful canal belt. We can also arrange transportation by boat, because we have our own boats like at the hotel. So we can arrange a nice little boat cruise through the city as well. And otherwise, if you just go down a little bit, you'll see the little like drop. That's where we are. So you can actually see the location on the water. And also there's a big highway going around the city center to easily reach Schiphol. So you don't have to cross through everything.
Yeah, it's right on the River Amstel, isn't it? Does the boat go
right
down the River
on the
Amstel?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
It does.
Oh, cool.
So there's like the general boats, and then there's also Classic Boat Tours, which is a boat company that we have a little collaboration with. And they can arrange private tours. It's a very nice way as well to break the ice when you have a very serious business meeting. Either, to close off a successful deal or to just kick off in a different way. It's a very nice suggestion by boat. Yeah. And then here you just see a little bit of Amsterdam. This is on the left top corner. It's one of the boats that we have. On the right top corner, of course, it is the Rijksmuseum. There's, of course, a lot of things to do in Amsterdam at all times. So we've got the musea. You can do a bike tour if you dare. There's just lots of things to visit and to see. And then the picture below, you see the tulips, because, of course, ever when spring kicks in, we've got like flowers blooming all over the city. And the last one, it is the beautiful Wandelpark, which is also very nice to organize boot camps, walking tours, biking tours, you name it. And that's like Amsterdam in a nutshell. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I guess now you've showed us Amsterdam, and like Liv's just said actually on the thing, she was meant to be going there next weekend, so she can't wait to reschedule the trip.
Yeah.
And maybe you'll stay at the InterContinental, Olivia. So talking of that, what events spaces do you have there then? We'll talk about events first, and then maybe talk a bit more about the hotel.
Yeah. Definitely. So the picture that you see right now, it is a magnificent lobby. And actually, the first time people enter, it is always this little wow factor. Like when you come in, of course, it's a high ceiling. It's very, very grand. That's also why we actually call it the Grand Dam of Amsterdam. But after this first impression, we find it very important that people just feel welcome. They feel at ease, like a little home away from home. And actually all of our event spaces are on the ground floor, which is quite convenient for many visitors. Do let me know, anyone who's attending this presentation, if you want to receive anything via email. I can send you the entire presentation as well. So you don't have to focus too much on the numbers right now. But of course, here you see a capacity chart and a layout. So for example, completely on the left-hand side, you see the Mirror Room, which is the largest event venue that we have. You can either use it for a corporate presentation. We've done award dinners there. We do amazing weddings as well. And normally this room can take up to 140, 150 people for a dinner, around 300 for a cocktail reception. But now, for example, with the new restrictions, we are getting very limited to only 35, for example, just keeping the 1.5 meters into consideration, the walking route in between. So we're still figuring out all the numbers for now. But then hopefully as of September, October, things will loosen up a little bit more and we can go back to the old numbers. The garden room that you see attached to the Mirror Room, it's actually quite a classical room as well. And the good thing is we have a terrace. So the entire hotel, the front of it, it is surrounded by a huge terrace. And you get the terrace space for free with that room. So it's quite a nice breakout option. whenever the sun is shining, just like it does today. It's quite a beautiful space to be. Yeah. And then on the other side of the room, you see some of the smaller rooms. They're a little bit more classical in theme and style, but very warm. And everything on like this side of the layout, it has full river view, which is also one of the most important reasons why people get to the Amstel Hotel.
Yeah.
To give you a little bit of an idea about the look and feel inside, the Sarfati room, the Stadhouder, and the Professor Tulp are one of the smaller rooms I was talking about, the second part. So we can also open up some of the connecting doors, so you can do like your lunch somewhere, your breakout somewhere else. Identical rooms, very much similar in look and feel. It's used a little bit more for corporate events as well, I must say. And then the next slide will show you a mirror room and the garden room. So as you can see, this is what we would do with normal capacities. So either a stunning dinner or a very corporate meeting and a corporate setup. Technically anything and everything is possible in these rooms. Very important to highlight for me and also for any event planner I know, it is the amount of daylight coming in. So of course we've got like floor to ceiling windows. You've got the chandeliers. It's a little bit the fairy tale feeling, but daylight is the main thing.
Yeah, they're lovely. I love the ceiling as well. Is that like clouds painted on it?
Yeah, it has actually there's it is a cloud, and there's, if you stand close enough, you can still see the little, how do you call it, like the relief? I don't know if it's the right English word, but like all the works in the ceiling, all the works like going around the whole room. Wow. So it's all in the detail.
Cool.
Yeah.
So then like segue onto rooms. How much, like we've got Livia's already planning to come over and stay with you. So talk us through the rooms and how much they will set you back.
Yeah. So first of all, if you look at the building, like, quickly going back to the very first slide, if you see this, it is the Grand Dame. It looks huge. Now we do have a lot of space, but we only have 79 rooms. So it's very much of a boutique intercon, which is also why I say it's always a little bit different than the ones people like relate to. It's not your typical big box intercon. It is very much of a boutique hotel. So these are the standard rooms. We've got 55 of these, and they start at 35 square meters. So we always say they are among like the biggest, smallest rooms in Amsterdam. And as you can see, they're divided into either red or blue, like color-wise. And in the top right corner, you'd see what a river view category would be. So normally you start with the city view and you look at the beautiful courtyard that we have, and otherwise you get upgraded to the river view room. Now the bathroom that you see in the left, like the down corner, all of the bathrooms are actually the same. So they're the same for rooms and suites. They all come with a separate tub, shower, and toilet. The tub fills in within 2 minutes. So at least once or twice a year, we've got the bathtub floating over because someone walks away with a phone call. Yeah, but it does. So yeah,
that's really good. There's so many hotels. Well, actually, even including my house, which isn't a hotel, but takes like hours to fill the bath up. And you're like, no. It's so nice having a bath. But yeah, it's really good.
Quick. It's gonna go quick. So then next to these 55 standards, we've got 24 additional suites.
Okay.
The top one, it is the Prignon Suite. It is collaboration with Prignon, with the local owner of Moet Hennessy, actually. It's the only very modern suite that we have in the hotel. It's completely black and white. It's just very cool if you've got a super, super VIP. If you really want to feel something different, then I would always recommend this one. Also used as an event space, as you can imagine, because you can do like super cool cocktail reception there, make it just a little bit different than the rest of the hotel. Mm-hmm. Downwards, you see the Rembrandt Suite, one of the signature suites as well, which is a collaboration with the local Rembrandt house, which is one of the musea that we have in Amsterdam. And then the pearl of the hotel, it is the Royal Suite. It's the largest suite that we have, and of course you can see it's it has a bit of a royal touch to it. This is also used as an event location, so to do either your private event, a photo shoot, you name it, anything. And of course this one has full river view as well. So this is like the ultimate luxury suite. Quite a funny thing though, this one is on our first floor because back in the days, there were no elevators. And then, you know, the staff, they should be the ones walking up the stairs. And the really rich people, they should have the ease of not going too high. So instead of being in the penthouse, actually our largest and most luxury suite is on the first floor.
That's interesting.
So that's that for the rooms.
Never thought about it like that before, but good point. Yeah. And actually, also I find now some of the hotels that are really tall, and I don't like going too high up because you get a good view, but it takes ages for the elevator.
Exactly.
So if you're working, it's quite hard to get in and out anyway.
Yeah, I wish that I had put a picture of our elevators in this presentation, because it really takes you back 152 years ago when the hotel was built. You know, because it was really built as an hotel, the whole building, because actually the designers and the owners, they wanted to have Amsterdam like feel as luxurious as Paris back in the days, but we didn't really have that. So that's why the Amstel Hotel was built. And then, you know, our elevators, it's just like a story to tell in itself. But that's like the main message in this hotel. There are thousands of stories to be told, like the walls have ears. That's very applicable here.
Well, there you go. I was just about to ask you, actually, everyone's favorite question. Who's been your favorite guest that you've had, or guests you can have with you?
My favorite guest. Well, we've had quite a few, I can tell you. I think personally my favorite guest, it must have been Obama. Because that was you know, it's quite a show to arrange everything, and you know, security, everything you can imagine, and a big fuzz of such an important person staying with your hotel. But he was quite nice. He was just looking people in the eyes, and it was very very cool. And then once we've had one of our top guests who had a fight with his wife, and he needed to make up for it. He actually took his wife to our restaurant, and he flew in a very, very important artist. And he actually flew the piano with a helicopter over the hotel, and the piano to be brought into our restaurant. Wow. So that happened a while ago. You know, I wasn't there, but that's definitely one of my favorite stories of all time.
Wow. What, like a pianist to play the piano for her?
Yes, exactly. So...
Oh God!
Yeah, things happen with us.
Someone's asking where Obama slept.
Yeah, well,
apparently
maybe a little
people want to know what room he was in.
Yeah, well, a little too much, but he couldn't complain. Let's keep it like that.
Yeah, I bet he was in the royal suite for sure. So yeah, talking about, you just mentioned the restaurants. I know you have got some amazing restaurants and bars there, and also a huge swimming pool, I think. So do you want to talk to us about all of those outlets?
Absolutely. So first of all, to start off with the Amstel Lounge, I always call this the living room whenever I have a site or I do the presentation. This really is the heart of the hotel. Picture speaks for itself. You know, it's like a big glass dome, so a huge amount of daylight coming in. Normally it's open during the day, and we serve our royal afternoon tea. So it's something that outside guests can reserve as well. It's quite a popular concept now in Amsterdam as well, just like you guys do in the UK. So high tea is really getting there. Also, you can see it's completely surrounded by terraces. So the view and just the sunbathing. If I just imagine it, I just want to be there. So no, it's quite a good place to be, and also very easy to privatize in the evening for a gala dinner. You'll have a stunning view over the Amstel River when the bridges light up as well. So yeah, highly recommend. And next to the Amstel Lounge, there is the brasserie, which is actually downstairs. And yeah, of course, you can see the terrace as well. This is more like the easy dinner concept. So sometimes the Amstel Hotel, because it's such a, you know, it is a 5-star luxury property, and then the threshold can be a little bit high, but we actually want everyone and anyone to be welcome. You know, you get your quality, but it doesn't need to be like, oh, you can come and you can't. Yeah, everybody's welcome. So therefore we have it's
a bit more casual.
Exactly. We have the Amstel
Brasserie,
open up for lunch and for easy dinner. And then if you do want to go all the way, we have a Restaurant La Rive. So this is French Mediterranean. It is really haute cuisine, stunning view over the Amstel River. This is actually also the place where breakfast is served. So you wake up with your cup of coffee overlooking the Amstel. Very easy to wake up there. And then the wine room that you see on the left side is our private dining room, one of the hidden gems into the hotel. So this is definitely the most expensive wallpaper in Amsterdam. because you're surrounded by wine bottles. That's why it's called the wine room.
Have they got wine in them still?
Yes, absolutely. So the wine that is surrounding you here is actually the wine that's being served into La Rive restaurant.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So literally it's almost like your wine cellar, wine room that they go in. And
absolutely,
so what if you're in there though, having a private meal, and a barman or someone wants a really nice bottle of wine? Do they just come in and say, "Sorry guys, a barman needs booze"?
No. If it's rented out, we'll prepare a good stock of wine to be served into the restaurant, and this will be completely a private dining room.
Yeah. Someone's just said it's like edible and drinkable wallpaper, like a bit like adults Willy Wonka. Of everyone booking that and licking the walls.
Yeah. So everybody always wonders why I like it so much, but hey.
Yeah. So what are you going to say the capacity of that is?
Yeah, normally it's perfectly suitable for 16 to 18 people. Then it's like still comfortable. However, there is like no room rental. That's just your minimum spend of enjoying the La Rive menu. With some wine and stuff. So sometimes we also have a $1 million deal to be closed, and there's just 2 or 4 in the room. That's also perfectly,
And what are possible. The kind of menu prices at La Rive?
La Rive normally, I would say we start at 5 courses. So you think about 95 euros, everything in euros, of course. Around 95, of course, it gets a little bit more expensive as you expand it by course, and if you expand it by an accompanying wine tasting. But normally, you can also go with like an easy dinner, 4 or 5 courses, have a glass of wine, and then it's still very doable.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Lovely.
Yeah. And then here we have the A bar, a little bit different than the rest of the hotel, so it's slightly more modernized, I always say. We've got the A-bar terrace next to it. So that's actually also accessible for outside guests. But of course, we can privatize it if needed. The A-bar really, it has some Dutch touches to it. So you see like the tulips and the light bulbs. It has some navy blue, but still it's like, quite a fancy place to be. We're not that far from the Theater Carré. So Carré is quite a famous theater in Amsterdam, I'd say. So people also come here for dinner before, for a nice wine after. But otherwise, it's, of course, a very nice venue to privatize as well. And normally open up as of 5 o'clock.
Okay. And can you just access the terrace straight from the bar, so you could have it like both spaces? Okay, that looks really nice.
Yeah, and then you mentioned the pool, of course. Yeah, this is a little bit the pearl of the hotel. We do have one of the largest pools in Amsterdam. It's at equal height as the Amstel River, so it's quite a funny view when you're swimming. And then, of course, next to that, we have, like a sauna, your wellness, the whole shabam that you would think of with a 5-star hotel. We've got a fitness center as well. And the little corner the little picture in the corner, it actually shows you the relaxation area that we have. So it's really like a little urban getaway in the city center.
And could you do an event there?
Absolutely. Yeah, we've actually done product launches here. We've had a DJ party. So technically the main message that I love to bring out is that even though it looks very classical, and it is a little bit classical, anything is possible as long as people ask for it. And if you have a suggestion and you think, oh no, it's way too much out of the box, probably it's not. So anything and everything to
there you go. So we always ask this question to everybody, and that's in your opinion, what do you think makes a great event?
For me, a great event is when everything should be clear from A to Z. So when people enter, people should just know where to walk, where to go, where everything is, but also F&B should just be at a certain standard. I think like if you have a great venue but the food wasn't that amazing, everybody will talk about how nice the room was, but also they'll talk about, the food, the bracelet was like, So, anything A to Z should just be quality for money, as we say it in Dutch. I don't know if it's a UK expression as well, but and then I think sustainability is getting very important as well. So, of course, we're trying to think of those, like where we can add value in that as well. And then people always speak about an inspiring location. So I think this slide quite well shows like where we are, what you'd have, and you're not in one of the boxes or in the city center where you get crazy of all the people. This is just like a little outside residential area. So then, yeah, speaking about an inspiring location, I think we do a pretty good job there.
Yeah, it looks gorgeous. I want to come and see you.
Yeah,
definitely. As soon as I'm allowed, I'm coming over there. We might have to just close the business for a few weeks because me and the team need to go and explore all these
just
amazing places.
Yeah,
definitely. Oh no, we'll be working, not relaxing.
Oh, okay.
That's what we'll tell everyone anyway.
Yes.
And I was going to just ask you one last thing from our kind of set questions is if you could talk us through some of the most creative or best events that you've ever held.
Yeah, so another slide for that one. You see, okay, let's just start off on the left top corner. That was actually a buyout of the hotel. So buyouts are really not that, well, of course it's special. It's just not that it never happens, because with only 79 rooms, it's quite easy to just take over the whole place. Now, this was a theme buyout where we had a Roaring 20s party. Okay. So, that was quite cool when the whole hotel was just like completely turned upside down. It was an event held by Magnum, actually, like Magnum the ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
So that was quite cool. Then next to it, you see a picture of some jewelry, but that's actually all eatable. So that was our branded high tea that we do. Okay. So that's also what I talk about, like having your F&B spot on. Yeah, that's like part of it as well. If we go down,
if somebody wanted to do, sorry, Richèl, if someone wanted to do like a specifically branded to them high tea, could they do something like that?
Normally we try. So if anyone has any suggestions or can help us out, normally we do 1 month per year. We do a branded high tea with a very cool brand. So, for example, we've had Bulgari. There's like many, and there's Gassan Diamonds, which is a diamond factory in Amsterdam, who we do collaborations with as well. So if there are any very cool companies who would like to do something like collaboration, or they feel like they could bring something new to the table, then we're absolutely open to that as well.
Okay. Goho? Do you want a Goho one?
Yeah, sure. We'll make it all pink.
Yeah, there we go. Cool.
Yeah. So the picture you'll see down there, you see the boats. These are Riva boats. It's actually an event that we organize ourselves, where we have people like owners of a Riva in collaboration with Veuve Clicquot. And we organize this event on the water because normally, as we're located on the Amstel River, we use the water quite a lot, either for events, to arrive there, to take off there, to host, I don't know what kind of cool party. The water is just like something so unique to the property that we cannot not use it. So next to that, you see the picture of the Moet Party Island. It's actually an island that we built next to the hotel a few years ago. So yeah, endless possibilities.
You build a Moët, like as in Moët and Chandon, party island, and you build it.
Yeah,
I love it. Absolutely love it. That's a real shame. Are you still going to you're not going to be able to do it this year then, no?
Not this year, but I'm quite sure that there will be something else fancy coming up.
Yeah, come back with a bang next year.
Exactly.
Okay, brilliant. Well, that's the end of that bit. We've had a few questions. We can quickly try and do them. Sure. We've only got a couple of minutes left.
Yep.
So we've got one saying, some of the other hotels that have been featured have signature scents. Do you?
We're actually working on it. We're just not quite sure yet which one to choose, but we are. We've held like questionnaires with guests that we have. So which scent do you like, or what makes people, what gives the right feeling, like something luxurious, but also something just to, make you feel at home. So working on it. Yeah.
Well, if anyone's got any suggestions, send them over.
Send it over.
We've got another one asking what sort of activities could a group do at your hotel or nearby, for example, as part of an incentive trip or something?
Yeah, absolutely. So like I said, we have this collaboration with the boat company. So we always like to make this experience part of a meeting or part of an event, because it's just something quite unique to the property as well. Also, for example, we love to host everyone, and to have everybody sleep in the hotel as well. But if you'd have a larger group, or the budget is just not, simply not big enough to have everybody stay with us, you can also use one of the other hotels that are located on the water, and we can arrange your transportation from there. So either you sleep here and you do your dinner with us, or, anything transportation-wise, we can get arranged via the water. And otherwise, we also have a walking tour throughout the little residential area that we are. because there's quite a few neighborhoods in Amsterdam to be discovered. So also our concierge can give you like a whole guided tour through the city, a historical tour, something like that. And otherwise, for the real daredevils amongst us, we can organize a bike tour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why do you say daredevils? Is it scary or something?
Well, many people are quite scared of going in a bike through Amsterdam. It's quite busy at Amsterdam. It's exploding. And normally, the bike is king on the road. So technically, if you're on the bike, you'll be the boss within the cars and the walkers and everything.
Okay. Well, I think that sounds pretty good. It's getting a bit more like that in London. There seems to be less cars. Yeah. But no, that's brilliant. And one more quick one is just what would the capacity be for an event in the Royal Suite?
Depending what kind of event, actually, because normally, let's say without Corona and everything, without the 1.5 meter restriction, you could fit around 25 in there.
Okay. For like a drinks reception or something, I would imagine that's what it's for.
Yeah, of course, it really depends as well on whether if you want everybody seated down, furniture taken out or not. If you do a standing reception, I think we could fit even more. But you want to leave like some of the typical elements in there. So definitely get in touch with a particular question or specific question, and then we'll take it from there, see what's possible.
Cool. Yeah. Well, that's been amazing. Thank you so much. It's gone so quickly.
It is.
We're actually just over, but that's looked absolutely beautiful and amazing. And the weather looks lovely there too as well.
Yeah, actually you can see the sun coming through my window a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. It looks beautiful. We got a question. So who's going to win the night stay for 2 people at the beautiful 5-star InterContinental Amstel Amsterdam?
Dun, dun, dun.
So the question is, what river is the hotel on? Answers in the chat box, please. I'll just give you about 30 seconds. Right, I'm running it. I was showing number 2, which is Jan Cox. Well done. I just cut out. Did everyone hear? It was Jan Cox.
Yeah.
Did you know? Did you hear? No one's responded.
There we go.
Yeah, they heard. Well done.
Right, Jen.
I was like, oh no. Cool. Congratulations, Jan. Get in contact with us and we'll put you in touch with Richèl so you can get that booked in. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Please answer the polls if you have a moment so we can try and use that to, give us more ideas for future episodes. Email us as well on hello@thisisgoho if you have any more specific questions for Richèl, and you can carry on chatting here if you would like to. Go ahead. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Richèl, and take care. Enjoy your weekend.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Weekend. Bye.
Bye.